I want to talk about this formula which we have used often, accumulation for the sake of accumulation. What does it actually mean? Obviously, the formula actually comes from Marx, from his book on capital. For example, he says somewhere in that book that accumulate, that is Moses and profits. So the accumulation for him is the essence of capitalism. And the dictionary meaning of accumulation includes increase or growth in something. Quantity of something, especially when it is continuous and repeated. So it's not just increase and growth which define accumulation, but that increase has to be continuous and has to be repeated. And by continuous, we mean it's never ending. Or if there is a pause or an end, that is temporary. And it is repeated, so that process is repeated again and again. Okay, so that's the dictionary meaning of accumulation, or part of it. And the formula of accumulation for the sake of accumulation means that you are not accumulating for the sake of, for example, fulfilling your needs. Because needs are limited, and if accumulation is for the sake of accumulation, that will put limits on this accumulation. It would be limited by the existing needs and their satisfaction. For example, if it is connected to consumption, for example, it's only limited, even if large quantity can be consumed by human beings because their needs are limited. Then accumulation is not for the sake of accumulation, that is for the sake of consumption, for example, for the sake of satisfying our needs. So this accumulation is not for the sake of accumulation. It is limited by needs, it is limited by consumption. Accumulation become for the sake of accumulation when the sole purpose of increase or growth is to grow more. So you accumulate not because you want to satisfy your needs. You might need to channel your accumulation through that or justify your accumulation through that. But that's not the main purpose. The main purpose is not to satisfy needs. It is not to satisfy. It is not consumption. It's not even to, splendor or show your power or might, because all those things have limits. But these limits are transcended when accumulation itself becomes a purpose or the purpose. You are overwhelmed by this urge to increase something so that you can have more of that thing, or to grow something so you can grow more of that thing. That actual piling up of that end product becomes something you desire for its own sake. And in a sense, it's very irrational. and that irrationality is very clear if you study the process. And that irrationality, without that irrationality, a large number of people cannot actually be gripped by this desire or this urge to increase something or produce something for the sake of production or for the sake